most of the reasons why people disbelieve Christianity isn't because of the lack of evidence. The evidence is overwhelmingly powerful. The reason they deny the resurrection is because of some preconceived prejudice against the evidence. And if you're here this morning and you're a doubter, and you were willing to doubt your doubts just for a little bit so that you could take the evidence on its own terms, I think you would be a little more open to whether or not Christianity is really true. Imagine if you were like Peter and you went into that empty tomb. And let's imagine that Jesus was standing there, risen from the dead, and he said to you, "Hello, I'm risen from the dead." And you saw it with your eyes and you knew without a shadow of a doubt that it had actually happened. And take whatever it is that you have in your mind for why you don't believe in Christianity. Maybe you're a Christian, but you're struggling right now. Take whatever doubt you have, whatever unanswered question that may be bugging you right now, whatever problem it is that you have, and imagine you're looking at the resurrected Jesus Christ, and he says to you, "I know you've got some questions. I know you've got some doubts. Here's the thing. I'm not going to answer your questions right now. I'll answer them later. When you get to heaven, I'll answer them. But all I'm asking is that you will hold in tension those unanswered questions, give your life to me, and go out and make disciples." Now, if you saw the risen Jesus Christ in the tomb and he said that to you, would you be willing to hold in tension your unanswered questions and give your life to him? Would the fact that God raised Jesus from the dead, would that be more powerful to you than your unanswered questions? So that's why the resurrection is the starting point. Myself, I had some crippling doubt in college. I was in a Baptist seminary as a Baptist preacher, and I was like, not sure about all that. It was a tough time. You know what helped me in that time? It wasn't mom and dad's faith. It wasn't because the Bible said it was so. It was the historical fact of the resurrection. And if Jesus really did rise from the dead, that means he is who he says he is. And that means that the resurrection trumps everything else. It's a giant trump card. It trumps my unanswered questions about, how can a loving God send people to hell? It enables me to embrace biblical teaching on hard topics like homosexuality and marriage and how can God be sovereign and man have free will. All those things that kind of bug people, I'm able to hold those things in tension because God raised Jesus from the dead. Do you know why I believe that the Bible is true without error and all that stuff? It's because Jesus believed the Bible was true without error and all that stuff. And God raised Jesus from the dead, so whatever he believes, I'm going with him. The resurrection changes everything. The reason that I'm able to embrace a biblical view of sexuality and marriage and all that stuff is because Jesus embraced a biblical view of sexuality and all that stuff. And if the resurrection really happened, it trumps everything else. Jesus is who he said he is.